curious. Tell me something that happened that's been crazy, whether it was this year when you first started, because everybody has a crazy, oh my gosh, this ain't gonna work story. What's one for you?
Yeah, I mean, right after the show aired, I would say Shark Tank was great because it gave me a lot of brand awareness. But on the flip side, it exposed a lot of the things that I still needed to work on. It
Yeah.
kind of was like a spotlight on all the things. I mean, I literally went on the show like when I was still making every soap myself, which 10 out of 10 do not recommend.
So
Have
you were literally in there like, let me
yeah,
get this batch out.
yeah, no, like have a manufacturer in place.
So
So
you weren't, were did they? But I thought they asked you if you had a manufacturer.
I had started working with one, but I at that time I had not fully transitioned over. Yes.
You're like, I said yes, but really it was no.
No, like I had the contact. We had done the samples. However, I don't think an initial order had necessarily been
The
placed.
place, right? Okay, I gotcha. So it was a no.
But
No, I'm kidding.
yeah, so yes, I knew who to call.
You're like, bet we get this deal. I got you.
Right.
Oh
Let's
Lord,
figure it out. So
that's hilarious.
so yeah, I basically like I think I started talking to a manufacturer in like late 2022. And of course, like the show, I went into pitch in June 2023. So it was very early and I hadn't even been
Mm.
with them for a year. We had just finished, all the exchange that happens with like, these are my formulas. Are you going to make them correctly? Make them have
Right,
food, that kind of thing. So we had progressed enough in the conversation to where we're working together, but not to the
hmm
point where like I got 100,000 soaps on the way.
mm.
So it was very early. So I think we had less than like 20, definitely less than 20,000 bars, probably less than 10,000 bars actually with me in house when the show aired. So
Right,
we were selling dreams. We were selling pre-orders and um basically what happened was I uploaded everything to the site within like 30 minutes of the show air because we had a commercial break in the middle of my pitch, which
mm.
all commercial break means is everyone reaches for their phone and starts like going. So the commercial break like was during the what come back and watch what happens type thing.
Right,
Um so I remember that commercial break and I was at the Shark Tank viewing party that my family hosted and my phone kept going off and then we had sold out in that time period. So I had to like make a split second decision to basically be like, we need to switch to pre-orders and we need to just like say we don't have anything. And
right.
I sent stuff to Amazon Prime, like the warehouses to try and prepare. I think I sent like 1,500 bars there and that sold out. So I made a split second decision to keep selling because I wanted, I mean, I feel like that was really the only decision. His whatever.
Yeah, no, for sure. You've got to capitalize on that moment because you
Yeah.
want. Because
So
I've also heard. Well, go ahead. Because I'll tell you why I think it was a good decision for you for sure.
yeah, so I did that. Um, but what I've slowly was, which I slowly come to realize, that even if you say pre-order, even if you put a notice on your shipping, on your checkout, which says you will not get this product for at least this amount of time,
All right.
even if you have a headline on your website, people will still email you the next day and ask you
Oh yeah.
for your
Where is
order.
my soap? Why haven't I gotten my shipping confirmation? I don't understand. What I have learned in the consumer world is that people don't or can't read.
Yeah,
This is what
no,
it is.
that's very true. And I think also people expected us because of Shark Tank to have had like 500 people in a warehouse, like ready
Yeah,
to
I
go.
know.
And I didn't even have a warehouse. In my head, I was like, I remember talking to my parents and I'm like, because first of all, they tell you not to over prepare because
Right.
they give you the range of what happens to companies, and there's people that are like, I don't know, poppy, and then there's people who are like, we made zero sales. So they say not to over prepare because they don't want to be liable if you dump all your life savings and refinance your house and pour that into inventory and then you don't get nothing.
Right. And you have millions and millions of bars sitting around and you're like crickets, your phone ain't blowing up. You're like, did I pay
Right.
my bill? Like, what's really going on?
And I didn't have capital to just throw into inventory. I
Right.
also didn't really even have an understanding of capital, so or manufacturing and how long that takes. So, we had the pre-order stuff,
Right.
and people didn't understand, and or they expected us to have people, and I was like, hey guys, no, it's me. And I remember telling my parents, I was like, we're just gonna do it in the basement, like we'll do it in the
Right.
garage, we'll fulfill all the orders. And then I remember it was like the day after the thing had aired, and they looked at me and they were like, we can't do this in the house, I don't know what you're thinking. So then we came in, we found the place that I'm in right now.
Right.
And this is even like a sublease situation, and we're about to grow out of this. So
Right.
um it was happening really, really fast. Like I had to make a
Fast.
lot of split second decisions, and then you also have a lot of people sending you really mean emails because they're like, "Where's my stuff?" Rightfully so. They gave me their money. However, I was trying my best to communicate. Like we
Yeah.
literally were small. I didn't even pay myself at that point. I was not getting a salary, a crumb, tuition payoff. I had no money. And I
Literally.
like any money. First of all, people think I had their money just like sitting in my account. First, like we had like such the least amount of sales before Shark Tank that Shopify put us on a 45-day payment hold because it was immediately like, oh, you made 2 orders a day to you have thousands of orders. That looks
Exactly.